Hello, welcome back to my second part of my video on Tom Palmer, the inker. And in front of me here is an issue that Gene Colan drew. I'm not going to show who the inker is yet, but I just want to highlight the differences in someone else inking Gene Colan penciling and Tom Palmer. Just take a look at the inking here. Certainly it's not very good. There is a lot of missing penciling that was left out with this inker, and for sure, if you look at this issue, you certainly would be disappointed in the result if you are a big Gene Colan fan. But the inker of this book is Dan Atkins. Just give to show the example how a very decent penciler and inker, if you match them up with the wrong style of penciling, the result is not very good. Dan Atkins is actually very good in my opinion. His style is very clean and crisp. So when he inked this book, certainly I'm sure it's not an easy task for him. But maybe someday I will do a video on Dan Atkins, because some of my favorite Doctor Strange Tales covers was done by Dan Atkins. He did some wonderful covers on the Doctor Strange and Strange Tales series, as well as the interior. So that's for another video, but for sure he is not the right inker for Gene Colan. Let's get back to Gene Colan and Tom Palmer. Here is my issue 182. Gorgeous book. Newsstand fresh. I absolutely love this version of Doctor Strange. Just look at that action pose by the Juggernaut. Gorgeous. The book is so glossy, I'm having a hard time trying to show without all the glare. But here we go. Just look at that. As I mentioned before in the previous video, Tom Palmer just have a magical sense of how to ink Gene Colan, on when to go exactly over the line as Gene has it, and when to embellish and add his own little touch. And this is a pretty decent example. My guess is this splash page is an example of going over exactly what Gene has put down on pencil. And look at this. Beautiful. Look at the lighting, the shading. Absolutely gorgeous. This is one, like I said, it's hard for me not to enjoy every single issue of this run between the two of them. And if you are a Gene Colan fan and a Tom Palmer fan, I can't stress enough that this is the run to get. Just look at that. Just the right amount of inking, some very crisp line, as well as some nice shading. Beautiful. Just look at this. I don't need to say how well it is inked, because it is just absolutely, just look at that. There are a million little lines in this double page spread. And Tom Palmer captured every single line. It's just absolutely masterful. Okay, masterful. But I can run this video 3 times long if I go through every single page and panel. But as you can see, night and day between this and this. Okay, it's a miracle how one can look so much better compared to the other by just having the right inker. And of course, you cannot talk about Tom Palmer without talking about the collaboration with Neal Adams in this short run. To me, this is my absolutely favorite short run of X-Men, of Neal Adams' work of all time. If I was to say what's my favorite Neal Adams books, it is this run right here. And one of these days I will do a separate video on the complete run and talk at length about them. But for now, I'm just gonna focus on just 2 issues for this video so that it doesn't run forever. But this is my gorgeous, pristine copy of X-Men 56, the first of the run, and what an introduction it was. What a team. Tom Palmer. And introducing the penciling wizardry of Neal Adams. Absolutely. Tom Palmer is so great with Gene Colan, and then when you see he's inking with other artists, you even truly appreciate his talent in that he can ink just about everybody, and he can enhance the outcome. The inking and drawing job of this series is absolutely stunning, as you can see. What is great about Tom Palmer with Neal Adams is his crisp, clean line, as well as using the right amount of shading to add depth to the pictures. If you look at the picture like this, it is so well drawn, so well inked. It is so clean. It's absolutely beautiful. And look at this. Just look at this. Look at the amount of the facial reaction, the right amount of stress and ink in the right area to add depth to the face. Now, one thing about this run and Tom Palmer's work is the tremendous amount of details that he put in even on the smallest drawing. Just look at the details on this. It is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you're not going to see panels that are drawn this small with this crisp kind of inking and drawing. And who knows what Neal Adams pencil look like, but look at this. Very, very well drawn. Like as I mentioned before, this is my absolutely favorite run of Neal Adams' work because I think this is his best work in every sense, as far as drawing, story, even the coloring. It just absolutely beautiful. Just look at that. The inking here is so perfect. It is beyond explanation on how much I think it is perfect. And of course, Neal was really out of the box at the time as far as panel layout. He was ahead of many people as far as using different shape and size of the panel. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, to truly appreciate what Tom Palmer did here as far as being so crisp and clean with Neal Adams, you need to compare it with somebody else inking. Now, over here, I have the typical result of Neal Adams and Dick Giordano work. And if you look at it, it is always light. Okay, my biggest complaint with Dick Giordano is that his inking is very inconsistent. At certain time, he adds the right amount of shading, but then at other time like this, there's absolutely something lacking in the picture, in my opinion. And then when you come down to the smaller pictures, okay, I can tell you his details, or the details that are shown in these artwork, are not as crisp and sharp as what happened in the X-Men books. As you can see, they are very flat. You know, when you look at the picture like this, okay, when you look at a page like this, the best way I can describe the result of Neal Adams and Dick's collaboration is the panel look very flat. Here, not bad. You know, look, this is a pretty decent job of inking the arm, but then there's something missing in the face, as you can see, and it's very inconsistent. You know, like I said, I wouldn't say it's sloppy, because that's how Dick ink, but somehow a lot of Neal's work, I think, is lost in translation when the two of them work together. Like I said, you know, it's beautiful artwork, but often I find the artworks in the Green Lantern series to be very flat compared to what you see here in the X-Men run. Just look at the inking job here. Clean and sharp. Okay? You're not going to see Dick Giordano ink Iceman with clean line like this. You know, I can spend the entire afternoon talking about this book, these arts and the panels, but absolutely stunning. So if you are a Neal Adams fan and Tom Palmer fan, absolutely this is a series you must have. Let's just look at the layout here. Just look at the details, even on the small pictures. Unbelievable. You know, to me, you know, as great as Tom Palmer is and a perfect match with Gene Colan, I would say the same thing with Neal Adams. To me, Tom Palmer is the best match for Neal Adams also. It's just beautiful. And you can't have a bigger difference between style as far as Neal Adams and Gene Colan. Okay? Just look at the amount of details on that small panel. First, my great and deep appreciation for Tom Palmer, because, you know, to be able to give us the result that we see here with Neal Adams, and at the same time be able to do what he did with Gene Colan is just amazing. Simply amazing. Last but not least, before I go, I just want to show you how sharp his inking was on the smallest of the pictures in every pages. No doubt, to me, this book, this series, this short run are a labor of love by Neal Adams and Tom Palmer. Just masterful. Just look at that. Okay, to end this video, let's say goodbye so that I don't sit here and run it for another 30 minutes flipping through all these books. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the videos on the great Tom Palmer.